Yeah.
The rest just show up to watch us be goofballs.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Basically, this convention, this particular panel is where we explain to you how if you are not drunk right now, you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
No.
We should also tell them that the reason we're up here, that this guy, this is to the Ranting Gryphon. You might have heard of him before. He is the greatest comic in furry fandom.
Almost like I sucked you off at some
Thanks,
point.
Dan.
You mean
last night, dude?
You need to start saying, you know, greatest, you know, comedian in the fandom, or it's my 20, you know? Fur conventions are basically, especially smaller ones like this, are here for partying.
Yes.
You come over, you party. Large conventions, like the one this man's run,
yeah.
He, you know, basically can shift the economy in one town for an entire, you know, decade, as his does. But
it's interesting. You find out you have power.
Yeah, yeah. Both ways. There are some things that you can do to actually maximize your experience out of FurCon, and there are some things that you can do to completely make it a weekend of hell.
Yes. Our job here is to make sure you do a lot of the former and very little of the latter.
Because it's very easy to screw up. It's easy to fail at cons. You can fail at cons. One thing that I used to do, well, my very first convention, I did not have the benefit of this particular because they didn't do this.
No, we just kind of assumed people would know what to do.
Yes. So when we first walked in, we had to learn this through experience. We had to learn, oh, right, remember to eat.
Yes.
That is, for those who remember your first con, that is actually a concern.
Now, everyone's they're no, take it from the guys who run these things. Usually, Saturday night into Sunday, we start getting the frantic radio calls. There is an unresponsive person in the lobby on the floor.
Yes.
And when we set the person up, they're groggy, they can't really speak a lot. The first question we ask them is, when did you last eat? And they say...
And they say, well, I've been eating all day. I ate Monster drinks just a minute ago.
Monster drinks are not food. Alcohol is not food, much as we like to think it is.
Yes, as much as we might want it to
yes.
be.
Those orange cheese curls the color of cancer are not food.
They're not.
People will be having so much fun, they will quite literally...
forget.
Yeah, they just don't eat.
If it's your first FurCon, if you've never been around other furries before, and you walk into the place and you're like, ah, these are my people, and you're running around, and you're looking at stuff, and you're looking at the fursuiters, and you're having fun, you're playing with people, and before you know it, it's Saturday night, you're in a dance, and now you're laying on the floor drooling, and security is, you know, over you going, you hadn't been eating, had you? No. Been drinking a lot of alcohol, Monster drinks, but no food.
Yes.
There is a rule.
A rule?
That's called the 621 rule.
Yes.
Who has heard of the 621 rule?
Who has not heard of the 621?
Excellent. Yes, so Cal back there, by the way, I think he's a newcomer too.
Really? You should listen to these
yes.
things. I am indeed. The 621 rule was developed by a longtime science fiction fan, Dr. Robert Passaboy.
Yes.
Of the Dorsai Regulars, that's another story.
Still remains the best rule to this day for conventions.
Yes.
And you really, really, really should keep track of this. 621 rule stands for 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals per day, 1 shower.
Please.
1 hour, for God's sake.
I think we should cover all of those in detail. The 6 hours of sleep, that's minimum.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can get 12 if you want.
Yes. But that too will happen. Somebody will be at a dance, they'll go to bed at 5, wake up at 6, and go back to the
Monster
dance.
energy drink, and they're back at the dance. Not good. Not good. You want 6 hours of sleep because, well, for several reasons, and the food as well. The 2 meals.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that you want to do this, not only because, you know, just to keep yourself from falling over dead in the middle of the con, is because we have this thing, hopefully we won't have it here, called con crud. Have you heard of con crud? Yes. Has anybody heard the term con crud? Do you know what con crud actually is? Let's explore con crud. Con crud is what happens when a cold virus over here and a flu virus over here and this little group of viri up here and some...
And the odd E. coli.
Yeah, airborne syphilis down here. And stuff like that.
Projectile leprosy.
Yes. All get together in one room and go, hey guys, let's have a rave. And they go into your body and then you go and fall over almost dead.
Yes.
That is concrete, and believe me, that's what it feels like.
It is a virulent disease, and it is not a single condition. We have people here from all over California, from all over the country, even some other countries.
There's a guy, she's from Philly, she's from here now.
Exactly. We have brought our particular flavor of the seasonal cold virus over here. We're breathing it, exhaling it all the time. It don't bother us. But you guys are meeting it for the first time. Your body will mount an immune response to it.
That plus, and it's not their fault, but people like Witchy and like our dear doctor here, any virus that they've been in contact in any of the airports or airplanes could also be brought here. So...
How dare you?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You horrible man.
I am patient zero.
You horrible man. Patient zero. He's good.
Yep.
Have you seen that one, the Toshiba laptop commercial? With he drinks the milk, turns around. I want to see him. I want to see that happen again.
I'll do it. But it is very important to not allow your immune system to become weakened
by not eating
or not sleeping.
Those are the two things that can actually help the most. Other than,
I was about to say, and the showering actually helps.
The showering actually helps that a little squirty thingy of wonderful. Can I? Please, we need to do this. We need to do this together. Okay, hang on. Proper way to do this, by the way.
Oh God! Yes.
That's good. That's how you have to do that.
It's great when the bar ain't open.
Yeah. Gives you a little bit of a kick there.
Something about the shower, and this is not unique to furries. Anytime we have a gathering of people, hell, even the chemistry conventions.
Wow.
Even scientists. The human nose, our olfactory sense, is the worst in the animal kingdom. It becomes very rapidly desensitized to stink.
If you're sitting in it.
It doesn't matter. If you are exposed to an aroma for more than about 15 minutes, you stop smelling it.
You notice that when you clean your place with bleach, it smells like bleach. Oh my God, 5-10 minutes later, you don't smell it anymore, but somebody else walks in and, holy crap, what did you do?
How many of you either are in the circumstance of one side or the other, a house that has cats? Yeah.
Yes.
You don't know you've got cats, but when the neighbor comes in, he can tell right away you've got cats.
Walks in and they hit the wall of cat.
Yeah.
The wall of cat. Whoa, you got cats.
Yeah, you got cats here.
Now, the same thing happens with your own stank.
Yes.
When you get stank,
and we all do.
And we all get stank.
And don't say, I don't sweat. Yes, you sweat.
You do.
You just don't sweat profusely.
Yes. And if you say you don't stank, it's because, same reason, you're not smelling it. Your nose is used to it.
It's like, I don't smell anything.
Now, the person sitting next to you, the perhaps important person, the GOH sitting next to you, the politician, the President of the United States sitting next to you, can smell this just fine. So, the one shower a day is not just for your own health, but it's also for ours.
Yes.
So, it's important.
Yes.
I mean, even if it's just a little quick thing.
Rub
5-10 minutes
on your body, rinse it off, put on clothing that you have not worn since you last washed it.
Rinse yourselves off, dry yourselves off, put on clean pajamas, get into the bed, and go to sleep. Who knows where that's from? Yeah.
Please use soap.
Please use. That's mainly for my son.
Yeah.
That's a comedian. Any stand-up comedian, that is their Bible.
Yes.
Bill Cosby himself, the one show, that's their Bible. But anyway, we're off somewhere.
Yes. So shower, get your sleep, be healthy.
Yes.
You want to have fun.
We want you to have fun.
Don't ignore your health and don't ignore our sensibilities. Yes.
Did you cover food?
Yes.
Eat real square meals.
Yes, that.
Yeah, not cancer cheese. No
two meals. Okay, it doesn't have to be the $28 breakfast buffet.
Which, by the way, doesn't...
Go over to Ruby's.
Ruby's. Cross
Yeah,
Street, Ruby.
$6.
Yep,
No.
it's good.
You need to have, remember, it used to be the 4 food groups, then it was the pyramid, now it's the parallelogram. I don't know what the hell it's called. Just eat a balanced meal like your mama taught you.
Yep.
You need your vegetables. You need your protein, you need your starch. Your body is fueled by these things.
Smiles.
Smile.
Brought to you by food.
Yes. And again, Monster energy drinks or energy drinks of any kind, I'm a chemist. I don't touch them because I know what's in them. I'm just going to leave
Don't
it
ask him. He is a real doctor of chemistry, so don't mess with him.
I don't touch these things.
No. Yep.
Although I don't touch them, but I felt like a pusher because one of the security guys at Eurofurence in Germany asked me to get him this.
If you ever can go there, I highly recommend it.
Absolutely. The Monster Nitrous.
Do I know him?
No, it's Monster Nitrous.
Oh, a certain monster. Okay,
Yes.
that sounds like a furry to me.
The Monster Nitrous. No, the label is called Nitrous. And he asked me to get him this because he was having trouble finding it. So I bought him like 8 or 9 cans of it, and stuck it in my case and brought it over, and he was all happy. And I said, so why is it so hard to find? He said, oh, it's illegal to sell here. Okay, great. I'm a smuggler now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's illegal for a reason.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries, in fact, that these drinks, especially like things like Red Line. Red Line is nearly illegal in America at this point, but you can still buy it. But just don't. That'll just mess you up.
It will.
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
It will fuck you up. It's not like I can say it. Ha ha ha.
Now you made me have to get on you.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
You're going to get on?
For a reason.
So, that is the 621 rule.
Yes.
Now,
Use it, live it, love it, learn it.
Here we have a furry convention. What makes a furry convention different from any other convention?
Furries.
Furries, yay!
Very good.
Give that man a cigar.
What do furries do that make themselves different from normal people?
Careful.
Not that. I know what you're thinking.
What is the most visible thing about a furry con that people walking down the street say, that is a furry con?
Fursuit.
Fursuits.
Very good.
Now we're going to ask this brightly colored orange and green radioactive looking thing to come up here.
Come here, radioactive thing. You are awesome. Thank you.
First off, we must see
Please stand in the middle between me and this bun here.
Okay, here's the first thing we're going to tell people. You see this? This is your convention membership badge. This lets people know that you actually paid your dues to help support this event. This cost us lots of money to put this thing on. And
Please wear this visibly.
As we can see.
It's right there in my backpack.
It's on the backpack.
It's on the backpack?
I'm usually wearing it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good enough.
Yeah.
That's good enough. As long as we can see it, as long as you're traveling
Yeah,
around.
because dickheads like me will go, where's your bag? So, here we have a fursuiter.
You are a fursuiter.
Yes. This is...
You are a fursuiter, aren't
Yeah.
you?
No, I'm not.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, well, please have a seat. Now, this is obviously a fursuiter over here. You can tell by the fur. No,
Kind of the same, they got the same hairdresser. This is what is commonly called a partial suit.
Yes.
In that, as far as we know, it doesn't go all the way down to the...
But just the part this shows.
Yep.
But for most part, it's pretty much the same. You've seen the full body suits. Now, fursuiters have to be treated, we want to treat them nice. We like fursuiters at our cons. We like them hanging around.
And we don't like them to die.
Yeah, we don't like them to die. Even though it can be cute. Bunny fursuits falling downstairs is cute.
There is no denying this.
However, due to California law, we just can't have that happen. So I know. So we want to keep these guys safe because they make the con fun, especially when they jump out and they get around and they start showing off their personality. And he's got a nummy mouth.
Yeah.
So we want to keep these guys happy, we want to keep them safe. And to do that, there are some limitations about wearing a fursuit that people who don't know about it need to really know.
Yes.
Now, the first thing is... Vision. This guy, normally when you're standing around, you're just like, your friend comes from over here. Oh, hi, how's it going?
Yeah.
Please look forward, right to the front of the room there. Now, we're going to move our hands toward the center of your schnoz.
From about noon
Now,
left. Yep.
on both sides. When you see our hands, raise your hand to correspond to when you see it. Okay?
Okay.
Got it?
Wow. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Right there.
Here is the field of vision of this fursuiter.
You can see Witchy.
Yes.
That's all.
The gentleman, looking straight ahead. The gentleman in the front row with the interesting colored hair, can you see him? Looking straight
Looking
ahead.
straight ahead.
Which guy?
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Right here.
Yeah, I can.
Can you see the lady sitting next to him?
About halfway.
About halfway.
Yep.
Now, this person, you cannot see me, can you?
No, not at all.
No.
So if I am walking along and I see this adorable fursuit and I go, Puppy, pounce!
Oh my God.
I have just broken his back.
Potentially.
Yes.
Now, while this is cute,
Yes. Watching him flail on the floor is...
we don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Because we want him to continue to bounce around and be happy and be fun. That is one of the things about fursuits. Be sure that when you come up to them, if you want to hug them, a lot of fursuits like hugs, and they have their own little language. When they want to hug, what do?
Yay.
That's a hug. I get a hug. If you want a fursuit to hug, if you want to touch a fursuit, make sure that, that you get their attention. Get in front of them. Hugs.
Yeah.
Hugs.
Yay.
Do not pounce them from behind.
Please
That
do
is
not.
painful.
Yes.
And it is a very human thing. When we see an animal that is cute, we want to put our hands on it and scratch it. Please do not go like this. Yeah, puppy!
As cute as this wonderful ravey fur is, I don't know. Was your mother a glow stick? Dad, I think this is what happens when wolves rape glow sticks. I think it's cute. However, I think it's very cute, partially because of the fur. However, got to remember, this stuff, as much as we would like it to, does not grow back. And once it's gone, it's gone. So when you come up and you scratch them and you come away with a handful of fur,
You just ruined the suit.
it's not going to come back, unfortunately. So when you pet them, that's fine.
Yeah.
Be gentle.
Gently.
Pet.
And please, if you've just been like eating the pixie sticks or got coffee and the chocolate syrup all over your hands.
Yes. Hi. How's it going?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, if you drool profusely or have a nosebleed, don't get it.
Remember, these things do not go in the washing machine.
No, they are
Can't
very
do it.
difficult. It is difficult to bathe this.
To
is it
clean
not?
at all, it's very difficult.
Yes, it is very, very difficult to clean a fursuit. You
This is
can't
right.
take them to the dry cleaners. They don't know what to do with them.
No.
They'll ruin them.
And they will look at you really funny
Yeah.
when you try.
There is another thing. In this particular case, it probably will not be an issue. In a full suit, if you do not know who is in that suit, for the sake of decorum, it is very bad form to touch a fursuiter's chest. Because it might not be a gentleman inside the suit.
Yeah.
You begin to see where I'm going with this.
It becomes at that point a very vague kind of balance because it may have breasts, it may not. And in either case, it could still be a guy or a girl. So we don't really know.
Yeah.
So no chest touchies. Pet the face if you want.
Yep.
Pet him, maybe his shoulder. Now, sometimes yours actually looks kind of comfortable, but generally, one thing that happens with these guys right inside right now, this inside is probably about 400 or 500 degrees Kelvin in there
Yes,
right now.
yes.
It's pretty hot. I'm pretty sweaty.
Extremely hot in these things.
He is pretty sweaty, I can attest.
Now, when fursuiters get overheated, what's the general overheated look? What would you do if you were overheating? If you wanted to tell somebody you were
Well,
overheating.
this is his first furry con. I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Do you know what the universal sign is of I am in distress and too hot? Yes.
There you go.
They fan the face. It is not only a communication, but it is getting air in that one little place they can actually get air
Yes.
in the mouth.
Now, if you see that happen, then that means that this fursuiter is actually overheating. And the best thing that you can do is actually, come to, are you okay? They'll usually want to get to the elevator, get up to their room, get maybe to the headless lounge so they can pop their head up. a lot of furries don't like to do that just in the middle of public. So just be wary of that if that happens. And I got to turn this thing off.
Yeah, I just saw security run out.
Yeah,
Conshare instinct. It is perfectly okay to go in and say, "Are you doing all right?" And if the fursuiter makes any indication no, lead them to the headless lounge. Ask them what they need. You know, how can I help?
Yes.
Not can I help you? How can I help?
A lot of times, what some help that these fursuiters need, are help down the stairs. Now
You're okay.
Yeah.
see, you got shoes. A lot of times.
Well, this gentleman here, for example.
Yes.
Going downstairs.
Yes.
Yes,
Going
come up
downstairs. Your foot is the width, probably double the width, of a stair.
Yes.
Now, as cute as it would be to see you falling down the stairs.
Lean back. Okay. This is what we're talking about. Okay?
Oh, you were talking about that guy. Okay.
Not you. Him.
I thought you were staying at
Why
me.
would we be talking about you?
You will always notice the fursuit stair walk. Because they'll get to the edge of the stairs and they'll do this.
Yeah. And then at the bottom, it's always.
Yeah, and then they're okay. That's the way it works.
I have found personally walking sideways down the stairs works really well.
You know, I hadn't thought of that one. We may have to get that advice.
Yeah, I never thought
Going
of
down sideways.
Gentlemen, if I could add a quick thing here that we have learned long ago, stolen, shall I say, from the amusement park industry regarding fursuits, watchers.
Yes. If you have a friend who is not a fursuiter, who can kind of not walk along with you like this, but who can kind of stand in the background.
A handler, they
Yes.
call it sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you don't have some, greasy person with chocolate pudding all over his hands, drooling with a nosebleed, running up to pounce him from behind. There is another thing that many fursuiters have to deal with. At the convention, not a problem in general. The second you step outside, you'll get the tail pullers.
They're
You'll
gonna
get
grab the
people
tail and
who want
pull
to
it.
pull the tail. I don't know why they do that. If they did that to a real animal, it would bite them. But they want to pull the tail. There is absolutely nothing wrong with going up and saying, "Excuse me, keep your fucking hands off the tail," okay? That usually makes them stop abruptly.
Yes. Because tails on fursuits sometimes come off.
Yes.
Now, as cute as that is, we don't want this happening because we want happy fursuiters around with intact fursuits.
Now, at this con, it probably is not so great an issue. You don't seem to have a huge elevator problem.
Not so far.
Nay.
Yeah.
At the larger conventions, where you have 4,000 people trying to get to 27 floors of hotel and 6 operating elevators.
Which we will never be. We will stop our membership before we get to that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you thought so too, huh?
Anyway, if there is a fursuiter waiting to get on the elevator, this is just common courtesy. Let them get on first. If there is a huge line of people, let the fursuiters on first. They probably have much more urgent need to get to their room than you do. Unless, you've been over to Taco Bell or something. I don't know. Let the fursuiters on first.
Do you love Chipotle but hate the bloodstains?
Oh, boy. He went there, didn't he? Okay. I was...
Thank you for the vision.
What else did we say about fursuiters and how
Are
not
we
to
missing
damage
anything,
them?
Mr. Popper?
I have no idea. Are you?
Well, I mean, what do you think? Is there something
Is
else?
there anything
anything
people
that
should know?
you've experienced? Well, this is your first con.
Yeah.
Never mind. When you've
Hopefully-
experienced something annoying, come back and let us know.
Yes.
We'll put it in our next one.
And hopefully you will not.
But until then, thank you very much,
Yes.
Mr. Popper.
Do not trip over the gentleman sitting there. Yeah, that too is another. If you see a fursuiter walking into imminent danger, shout to them, look down, especially outside. Because you'll have a fursuiter happily doing, and there'll be like a little 3-year-old toddling up to them from here. That is a disaster and a lawsuit waiting to happen. Nothing wrong with going up to the fursuiter and saying you got one at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because you'll see them.
And it literally is, you got to keep them happy, got to keep their eye on them. Our AV guy, the guy who sets us up, his name is Mike, very sweet guy. He is absolutely, completely, legally blind. He's completely unsighted. And I have seen him actually running around with his cane, boom, 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 avoiding things while fursuiters were bumping into stuff. The guy who's legally blind is getting by just fine. So that's how much it can actually really affect, the person's senses. Can't hear so well in those things either, by the way.
I was going to say on the other side, no, the fursuiter does not see that car coming.
No.
Yeah.
If you do, tell them
Yes.
there's a car coming.
So, we covered fursuits,
We covered 621.
621.
Yes, what else?
Dealers.
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 Good idea.
Dealers who are here to make money by selling things.
Because there are.
Yeah.
We have a dealer's room.
Yes.
We're so happy about that.
Mhm.
And we kind of like to start this, thinking that, we were just, hey, let's have a furry party here. We wound up having a main ballroom and a dealer's room. Hey, why not?
Mhm.
So we have a dealer's room, and there are dealers in there who want to make stuff for you. You can come up to them and say, "Would you do my character?" And they would be like, "Yes, I will do your character. What is it?" And then you describe it to them, and they go, "Ew." But okay. But that's fine, whatever. However, there are certain things with the dealers, certain proper mannerisms to go through with the dealers, and certain non-proper manners. Probably not a big concern at this particular convention. However, shall I be the dealer this time?
I'll let you be the dealer.
Okay, I'm going to be the dealer.
I'm going to borrow you for a second, if you would.
I am a dealer, and I am at
Yes. He is
I
at
am
his
a
table.
famous dealer.
And he is here because if he does not sell stuff here, he will not make enough money to pay his rent. This is his business. This
A lot
is
of
what he
times.
does. And here comes a gentleman who wants to purchase something from this big famous dealer. So go up and purchase something from the big famous dealer. Oh my God, you're to the Ranting Gryphon. I've seen you on YouTube. It's really I was watching all your videos, and I got up one morning at 5 a.m. and just started on your YouTube videos and just went all the way through to 48 hours later. I didn't stop to take a dump or a piss or anything. I was just living to the Ranting. It was really, really wonderful. I just totally love your stuff. Look, are you going to be going to that convention in Australia? Because if you go down there, I'll actually go down to no, you don't need that. I'll go down to Australia and see.
That's about the time they start looking for the bat.
Yeah.
But that happens sometimes. It does. Yes,
We
thank you
have
very much.
seen it happen, and any dealer will tell you that it happens to them. Here they are trying to make money, and they got some well-meaning, excited, eager fan who just wants to interact with them, who unwittingly drives away their customer base.
Now, there's nothing wrong with being a fan of somebody, and actually,
Yes.
most of the time, if you are a fan of an artist or a famous person,
Like him.
they will probably want to talk to you. They'll probably
Yes.
want to shake your hand, say hi. Nothing wrong with
It's
that.
like you're to the Ranting Gryphon.
I totally am.
Yes, yes.
I'm wearing his underwear.
Exactly. I was watching. Oh, you got a paying customer, Steve. Yeah.
Now,
Step aside. Let us have this transaction.
fortunately, I've also seen that happen. That is really awesome when that happens. Come up, say hi. I'm a big fan of your work. Awesome sauce. You were cool. Whether or not you're going to buy something from them, if you want to go up and meet them and say hello, you're a fan of their work, they don't find that generally. In fact, they're perfectly welcome to that. But I have, on the other hand, had people who have stood by the sides of my table and talked my ear up. 2 years ago at Antheria, one guy stood there for 3 hours.
Have my
3 solid hours.
You can at that point. I'll allow you to call my cell phone and say, "Come help." I'll send somebody.
Please help. Lols.
Lost.
There are little subtle clues that a dealer or anybody will give that is basically saying, you're totally fascinating, this conversation is scintillating, but I think I should be doing something else right now.
If, for instance, their head spins around and they vomit.
Yeah. Or if they're doing this. Yeah. Great. This is called social clues. The people in this room probably do not need to be told that, because it's never the people in this room who do this.
Because furries are so in clue with social stuff.
Yes.
So,
They just totally pick up on that right away.
yeah. But
That's another thing we haven't covered this for a while.
does anybody have a sketchbook?
Yes.
Please let me see your sketchbook. All right. Let's see if you're going to make a fool out of me. Just hold it up.
No, I want to see the sketchbook.
Okay.
Give it. Yeah. Thank you. The first thing I'm going to do... Beautiful! I love you. His address is inside the front cover. Because if he accidentally leaves this on a table somewhere, people are going to pick it up, they'll turn it into Lost and Found, which is located
In Conops.
right around the corner. Most of the sketchbook, this is a nice sketchbook because it is kind of an interesting color. Many of the sketchbooks are hardbound black sketchbooks. And, oh, that is pretty cool. Yeah.
You asked him to draw.
Whoa, shit, dude!
Oh.
Oh my God! You... What
Moving
interesting
on,
artwork.
moving on.
You're all
Yes,
fault.
if you ever ask to see somebody's sketchbook, just be...
Alert.
That's... Wow. I didn't even know that...
I didn't even know they came in that size.
Wow.
Roll it out.
Wow. That's just...
Anyway,
Oh.
I'll just do it. Quick.
Most of these... See, he's got a rather...
Okay, he
distinctive
wants
one.
it back now. This is a distinctive sketchbook.
Hold up again.
Thank you very
Hold
much.
up again. That's a rather
Yeah.
distinctive one. Most of them are solid black
Yeah.
books, the very vast majority of them. Now, when you lose them, and you come to Conops, I've lost my sketchbook. What did it look like?
Black.
It was black.
And
Anything else?
then, here's the next question. Okay, it was black. What was in it? I'll come back.
Yeah.
I've got a stack of black sketchbooks going back to 1999 that are unclaimed. I don't know who they belong to. There's no name, address, phone number, email, no identifying information whatsoever. And from the contents of them, I can see why nobody came looking for them. By the way, that was a gag. We're joking. It's perfectly innocent stuff from a gentleman's game.
Yes.
We always do that. That's part of the fun. Although once in a while we do get a book where it's like, holy shit! Damn!
So, put your name, address in
Yeah.
your sketchbook. Also, a lot of artists like it if you can list a verbal description of your character.
Yeah.
So they don't have to ask. It's like, what does your character look like? It's in the cup.
He's a
They read
fox.
it. He's a fox. Now, what were you going to... There was something before I did the sketchbook that you said, we haven't done this in a while.
We're going to talk about how to approach prose, but we can do that later, because sketchbook is important.
Yes.
The sketchbook is kind of a hallmark of furry fandom. This whole fandom started with room parties where people would trade these sketchbooks back and forth, back in the days before the intertubes that
Yes.
we've got now. So, it is common courtesy, if you bring your sketchbook and you want your favorite artist to draw in it, to either ask how much that artist charges, or to at least offer something up for it. There is still a sadly significant percentage of the fandom who still feels entitled to have free artwork created for them. Please do not be one of those.
True.
They are called dickweeds. That's the technical term. I have heard, walking through dealers' rooms, I have overheard such conversations as, how much does it cost for art? Well, it's $20. No, fuck that, man. I'll just download it off the internet. Oh, that's the way to impress a dealer, right? Yeah.
Might as well just reach out and slap
Yeah.
across the head with a fish.
I have also seen, this is not an Arab market. Please do not haggle with the dealers. In this society, it is not considered good form. The dealer has set a price. If the price is agreeable, pay it. If the price is not agreeable,
Don't.
yeah, don't pay it. If it's not worth it to you, move on. I'm sorry, I don't see what the problem is. But I recall, this is now a story that I have treasured. An artist, very good, huge, big name, oh my God, level artist, was at a $50 sketchbook. Okay, you want a drawing in a sketchbook, $50. This artist is worth $50, believe me. And for sake of argument, I shall say she. Why not? She.
Okay.
Was approached by a gentleman who insisted that he absolutely had to have a sketch to make his life complete, but he only had $45. So she said, I charge $50, but he begged and pleaded and cajoled and said, no, please, you must, my life will end if I do not have sketch from you, and I only have $45. That was it. I only have $45, So the artist finally relented and said, all right, give me the sketchbook, give me the $45. So the gentleman came back the next day to find an outstanding, beautiful, magnificent, wonderful sketch, which had a blank spot right here. The artists explained, well, you paid 90% of the price, you get 90% of a sketch.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's the artist is a delightful person, and that was this artist's way of saying
In a kinder, gentler way.
a kinder, gentler way, and a very classy way. If you ask me.
Yes, absolutely.
So, be nice to the artists. You know, furry fandom is very art-based fandom.
Very hard. In fact, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Let us not take great advantage of that. Yeah, let us treasure it. Yes, sir.
Also, be nice to the artists who aren't famous.
Yes,
There's a
exactly.
lot
Because
of
of all the
people
artists.
around who are here to be around people that draw because they draw better when they're around people who draw. So if you have a sketchbook and you see someone who's kind of getting better, kind of working on it, and says, hey, can I draw on your sketchbook? Let them draw on your sketchbook. It'll probably be free. They're doing it for skill. They're doing it for, to learn, basically.
On the other hand, I fully agree, but you should also ask to see their work before handing this, because I've done that. Hey, you want to draw my sketchbook? Sure. Yeah. What did you do? It's very hard in those hardbound books to slice pages out.
Yeah, that's very true also. I mean, because remember, artists who are just starting out, their artwork may not be so great right now. However, this person could be the next Dark Natasha in 5 years. They're working on it. So, yeah, and I've seen that happen too. So, yeah, encourage them. Encourage the artists. Because that's what we're here for. We're here for art. And each other.
At this point.
And booze.
And any questions? Any things you've seen that you might find confusing? Yes, sir.
Proper etiquette for meeting famous people in general, like guests of honor.
That's what I was going to do, which is perfect. This guy is a famous person. That's him. Everybody knows Do the Ranting Gryphon. He's got like videos and DVDs. He's like YouTube master and like practically a star even beyond the fandom.
Here's your $20.
Thank you. I have both seen happen to him and had